Well, hello and welcome to the ACTO vlogs. I'm today with Sarah Worley James, former chair of ACTO, and Cal Nield, director of ACTO. And those of you who are smart and watched the first vlog that Sarah did will notice there's a change of second presenter, as Suzanne Kamani had to leave us halfway through. This is called having a plan B. And of course, all us onliners know well about plan B. And fortunately, Cal was in the wings waiting to do the next interview. So she's joining us now. And so welcome back, Sarah, and welcome, Cal. Let's move forward. Cal's going to ask some questions, I think.
Yes, well, I hope it's going to be seamless given the circumstances. And it's great to be here and great to see you, Sarah. We'll continue. So, well, it's really exciting that the ACTO conference is happening and it's coming up really quickly, and that you're going to be speaking at it. So we're looking forward to that. And you're going to be talking about lessons from COVID, the way forward. So I wonder if you had to pick one item out of that. This is kind of a difficult question. What would you pick?
Well, I have to admit, Cal, when I was thinking about this question earlier on, I'm going to cheat a little bit and pick two things, but I will try to be quite quick. And I think one of them is something that I've heard over and over again from counsellors and therapists I supervise who are new to, you've had to, and colleagues, you've had to suddenly make that transition, is how much they've been surprised by how much they've enjoyed the opportunity. And think about moving forward. A lot of them have said to me, actually, I want to carry on working online. I want to broaden out my practice to be able to offer online as well as face-to-face when I'm able to go back to offering that. So I think that's been a wonderful lesson in terms of how effective online counselling can be, how many people within the profession now recognize that, understand that, have experienced it for themselves. And of course, as ever, it's not about it being either or. It opens out the potential, the possibility to many clients who may otherwise not have felt able to, for many reasons, access online counselling. And that's something I bring up in the book as well, to demonstrate that from my own experience, as well as the characters I've created. So that's one lesson that I think will really be fascinating in terms of how the counselling profession moves forward, and the online counselling profession, how the growth is exponential at the moment and will continue. The other lesson, which I think is a really key one, it's something anyone who knows me knows I'm very passionate about, and that's self-care. And that's why I've got a whole chapter devoted to self-care in my book.
I thought you might say that because I've heard you speak about self-care before.
Okay,
I'm not surprised, and that's really interesting.
Yes.
And very relevant, isn't it? Absolutely.
Absolutely. I mean, I know from my own experience and from colleagues, supervisees, it's been a huge issue. So anyone thinking about moving forward in taking their online counselling practice further, it's really important to spend that time considering self-care. And something that I'm very conscious of, self-care isn't something that we just get to. We work out what our self-care balance is, and then that's it. It's something that actually it's an organic process that it's important to keep an eye on, and I guess sort of like an ebb and flow. There are different ways that we can attend to our self-care at different times of the day, depending on our finances, different times of the year. So it's really important to be considering, actually, is there been a slip right now, or is there something new I want to be doing here? If I got a bit bored with this one, and so I'm not doing it so much. So that's self-care, and particularly within these strange times of this pandemic and moving forward, what I'm very conscious of is, I've been saying this from the very beginning, is that as counsellors, as therapists, we are going through this as well. We've got our own experiences, our own concerns, our own dilemmas, and energy being expended. Our responses to the pandemic are going to be ebbing and flowing depending on whether we're in lockdown, whether we're in a place where the restrictions are easing. And I'm very conscious that right now, what I'm hearing from a lot of people, and I know I'm feeling it myself, is, oh gosh, we're now into the second year of this. You know, when is this going to end? When are we going to get back to who knows what the new normal, as people say? So I'm very conscious of self-care is incredibly important, not just in terms of the pandemic and life now, but in general and moving forward.
Actually, Sarah, I think you're absolutely right. You know, as a supervisor, I run a lot of online supervision groups, and I think the dominant theme over this year, so 2021, has been exhaustion and self-care.
Yes.
Because we as online therapists have been in the front line, and I know this from with my academy hat on as well. We've been in the front line for a whole year, well, and supporting everybody else at that time. And my goodness, we all need to rest, and self-care comes very, very high on any agenda.
Absolutely. And as I said, moving forward as well, generally in life, obviously more so now, but not to forget it moving forward.